Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over my August TBR list. So let's go ahead and get into that. So today is July 28th, so we're just gonna go over my TBR list for August. I don't have too many on there just because I'm getting back into reading since I stopped because I was going to school and I didn't have time to read. So now that I do, I'm trying to get back into it. So I only have 3 books on my list. Hopefully I can get these 3 done and then we can continue to up the amount that I read a month. So I separated my TBR list into 3 categories. I separated it into the books I got for Christmas that I still haven't read, my book of the month books that I haven't read, and then I did go to Barnes & Noble and bought a bunch of books even though I didn't have time to read them. I put those into a pile and I took one from each pile. So we'll go ahead and start with the one that I got for Christmas that I haven't read, that I do want to read this month, and that's going to be The Twin by Natasha Preston. So I'll just go ahead and read off the back what this book is about. And so sorry if you can hear my dog playing with her toy in the background. That might be the crinkling that might pick up. So The Twin is about Ivy and Iris. They haven't lived together for years when their mother and father divorced. Each parent got custody of one twin, but after a tragic accident takes their mom's life, the devastated sisters are reunited, and Iris moves in with Ivy and their dad. Iris takes their mom's death especially hard. She barely talks, spending hours alone in her room. Ivy can't stand to see Iris so sad. She promised Iris that she can share her life now. After all, they are sisters, twins. It's a promise that Iris takes serious, and before long, Ivy's friends, her teachers, and even her boyfriend fall under Iris's spell. Soon, Ivy begins to think there's something wrong with her twin. It's almost like Iris is out to get her. Ivy tells herself she's being paranoid. It's not like she's in any danger from her twin. So that's gonna be The Twin. It's not too big of a book. It is, let's see, it is 375 pages and 49 chapters long. It kind of sounds like a big book, but just looking at it, it doesn't look that big. So hopefully it's pretty quick. Okay, the next book that I have here is going to be Darling Girl, and this is from the May book of the month. I am honestly still on my April book of the month, so I'm just kind of going down the line. So this was the May pick that I got. So I'll go ahead and read a little bit about what this one's about. Life is looking up for Holly Darling, granddaughter of Wendy. Yes, that Wendy. She is running a successful skincare company. Her son Jack is happy and healthy, and the tragedy of her past is well behind her. Until she gets a call that her daughter, Eden, who's been in a coma for nearly a decade, has gone missing from the estate where she has been long tucked away. And worst of all, Holly knows who must be responsible. Peter Pan, who is not only very real, but very dangerous. Eden has a rare condition, a secret that Holly is desperate to protect, especially from Eden's half-brother Jack, who knows nothing about his sister or the crucial role she plays in his life. Holly has no one to turn to. Her mother, Jane, is the only person in the world who knows that Peter is more than a story, but she refuses to accept that he is not the hero she's always imagined. Desperate, Holly enlists the help of Christopher Cook, a notorious ex-soldier, in the hopes of rescuing Eden before she loses both her children. So I really like when books are about like fairy tale stories from like when we were younger, and there's just kind of a little bit of a twist to it. So I feel like I'm really gonna like this book. This one has 44 chapters and is 337 pages long. So that is going to be Darling Girl. My last book on my TBR for August, and this one comes from my little Barnes & Noble haul. That one's going to be The Midnight Library. And this one says, between life and death there is a library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself, but things are about to change when she finds herself in the Midnight Library. She has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. But things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question: what is the best way to live life? So I do like when books kind of go over like life and death and like all those little concepts. That really interests me. So I think this one will be really interesting to read. So this one isn't labeled in chapters, but it looks like it's about 288 pages, so it's a little bit of a shorter read. But those are going to be my 3 books on my TBR list for August. Hopefully I can get more read. These are just going to be my 3 main goals. But yeah, I'll do like little weekly check-ins to see how it's going, where I am, how I'm liking the book. I think that'll be pretty fun. So definitely check in for those videos. I think those will be really fun to film. But other than that, that's going to be the end of my August TBR list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And have an amazing day.